What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Hopefully you had an amazing start to your week. It's the middle of the week, and then the weather in New York has been shit, mate. It has been shit.
Mate.
Yeah,
you're right, mate.
it's been shit.
It has. Absolute shit.
And my parents call me from Florida, and they go, oh, it's beautiful. My God,
Yep.
it's so hot and sunny.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's not that way here. It's not.
I just like to have a little sunshine. The rain just kills me.
I like it. Sunshine gets me going.
I know.
You know?
I know. It
Anyways,
does.
how are you guys feeling on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon? But not beautiful.
I'm good.
Just life.
I'm good.
Just beautiful.
Yeah, I'm good. I just feel like time.
You said I'm good 3 times, which made me believe you're not good.
I know. Well,
The way that
time's
you said good.
I'm fine.
I'm good.
No,
I'm good.
time is. I'm having
I'm okay.
a weird grasp on time. Like, you know, when you book something, or you have plans, and when you book them in your mind, you're like, oh, it's far away. It's months away.
Yeah.
I got so much time. I kept thinking, like, our live show is it's next week. Like, it's so close.
It's something about when the month changes.
Like, but it's still hard for me to grasp. And then my Vegas trip to see the Jonas Brothers I felt like that was months so far away. That's like 2 weeks. I'm like,
But these are exciting things.
they're
I'm pumped up about
I'm
them.
excited for them. I just feel unprepared.
Well, don't feel unprepared. There's no reason to feel unprepared. What are you unprepared for?
I don't know.
No reason.
I've been stressed.
Relax, honey.
I've been stressed
Relax.
about I don't even know what.
Take a little
nothing. I'm not been-
cheat or something and chill out. Nothing to be stressed for. Only things to be excited about. We got the live show next week.
I know.
We are gonna do a new segment. If you've been to our shows before, our segments are usually pretty similar at each show. We're throwing in a new segment, and it's Time of the Signs, which
And someone submitted that. I need to find.
We're gonna find who it
because
was.
They should get a shout out for
right.
that.
We're gonna find who it was and give
Yeah.
them the credit who submitted that on Chicks in the Office. Great idea. We're gonna play Harry Styles' Sign of the Times, but it's Time of the Signs, and we're gonna go through the best signs that people brought to the show. Little heads up though, so if you're coming to the Boston show, bring a sign. Don't use too much glitter. We've been given notice from the venue that
No
glitter will not make the cut. But, bring your best signs. Be creative. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about that. I am stoked for this Boston show. I'm really excited to get back on stage. I'm trying to figure out which outfit to wear. I'm like, I want a little pizzazz. I want a little pop. It's Halloween weekend coming up.
So fun.
And
I don't know.
You gotta
I don't know what's wrong with me.
de-stress your life.
I'm having anxiety over like everything, like the littlest things.
Well, we need to fix
Everything's
that.
just getting to me.
We need to get to the root of the problem.
I
Root of the
know.
problem, and
I
just
know.
fucking rip it out
I know.
and make you feel great, Franny.
You know what I need? You know what's hard is I had such a good, I had a very good therapist at home, and I like going to see somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like being actually in person with somebody. And I just don't know where to turn in New York. Like, it's like there's just so many options.
Maybe there's someone that you know that could
Yeah,
help
maybe.
you out,
Yeah.
or you could try BetterHelp.
Yeah. I know, but I like to be I want to be
You wanna
I want to
be in
be like
person.
in an office. Yeah.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
understand that.
I like to have the person on person. It makes me open up more.
You do.
I've
need
tried
that.
I've tried like the virtual stuff, and I think it works for a lot of people, and it's very great for me. I feel like, when we were talking about lying to your therapist,
Right.
that like makes me feel like I
You're
can
gonna
get
lie
away
to-
with not
Yeah.
telling the whole truth.
Right. When I was going, I mentioned this to when we talked with Craig and Austin, and I was going to therapy. Why are you looking at me with disgust
No,
right now?
I'm not. I'm thinking
You are.
to myself.
You have to. We're gonna start
I'm
cutting the camera.
not.
No, but I'm gonna start showing you the camera and how you look at me sometimes. Right?
I didn't see it. I was looking over here.
I'm not looking at you. Like, I'm looking at
I
you
thought that
and
I had
I'm
green.
hearing you.
I thought
no,
I had green
I'm,
on my face or
I'm-
something.
I'm
Yeah, it was that. It was like.
I'm thinking about myself, and it makes my face react, but I'm looking at you because you're talking, but I'm being
Yeah.
selfish and still thinking about myself.
No, that's you. Be selfish.
Like,
You
I'm
should
still
be.
thinking about myself.
Well,
So I was not making a face at you for anything.
the point
you were
is, you
doing.
shouldn't lie to your therapist.
No,
You should get
no,
to
you
the
should
root
not.
of
You
the
should not. You
problem,
should not.
because 2 years ago when I was going to therapy, I was straight up lying to my therapist until I stopped going to therapy and realized what the problem was.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh, I just wasn't being honest at all.
Yep.
So you just got to get to the root of the problem and fix that stress, honey bunch.
I know. You know what really threw me for a loop this weekend? This is not serious at all, but it's just it's a ridiculous segue. But Sophia Grace from the Ellen Show being pregnant, just we didn't talk about that on Monday.
No, we didn't. It really
threw me for a loop this weekend. I could not get over that.
But happy to see her name back in the news.
It's just, I mean, I was like, damn, I am old.
No,
but then maybe
you're not old.
Maybe then that sent me into a spiral of getting older.
Okay, you're not old though.
No, I know.
I hate when people say they're old when they're still in their 20s, 30s, 40s.
I feel like I'm getting old.
Old is 80 years old.
Yeah.
Old is not 28. 28 is so
but
young.
You have to think about, like, I literally remember I sat in sophomore year of high school. I would always be like, oh my God, like my life's like over. Like I'm gonna be in college in 3 years.
That is just
like my childhood's over. And then now I look back and I'm like, I was so young, but I felt so old.
There's so much life to live, though. There's so much to be excited for in life. Life's not over. It's only just beginning. Would you rather be now or would you rather be in high school? Because I would rather be now.
But could I like freeze time?
If you could freeze time right now, yes.
Sure.
But you wouldn't. Would you want to go back to high school?
No, but I like having no responsibilities and like
but
being a kid.
Guys, there is so much more to life. I get really aggravated when people say they're old when they're your age, 28.
When can we say we're old? 40?
40, you could start being like, but 40, I think people get rejuvenated. Like,
50?
I think in your 50s and 60s, you're like, you know what?
But 50-year-olds are like, I'm not old. Like 50-year-olds talk about 70-year-olds like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to be 70 one day.
Because I still think that is all, like, you don't have to just stop living life at a certain age. Like, there's just so much to do.
No, it's not living life. For me, it's just like a mindset. And not even a mindset. It's just like a quick reminder of like, hey, lady, you're not 17 anymore.
But you don't act like you're 17.
No, but I feel like it.
But you want to act
But
like
that's
17.
beautiful. But that's good. You should feel youthful.
Yeah.
You should feel youthful even though you're 28.
No, I would say
fine.
the problem would be it's like you feel like you can't act how you used to, you know?
Well, I don't have that problem. I'm not trying to act like I'm a kid again.
But you can still go out and have fun
like,
and do whatever you want at any age.
Yeah.
That's my message.
I had a very funny interaction Saturday. You saw my one of my oldest friends was out with us.
Yep.
And she doesn't live in the city, and it was late, and we were trying to get her to just sleep on the couch. We were like, it's late, don't worry about going home now. And growing up, we just always joked about how anytime we had a sleepover or like anything, she would always forget to pack her contact lenses and stuff, like new lenses or solution, whatever the hell it is. I don't have contacts, so I don't know the whole setup. And we used to like, the running joke was like we'd find her contacts in our carpet, like in random places, like in my room, like on the floor. I'd be like, oh, how did she leave her fucking contact here? Like always random places. And we just always make fun of her for never remembering to bring anything. And then she like looked me in the eye Saturday night and was like, Fran, I don't have my contacts still. And I was like, wow, are we 15 or are we 28?
Very reminiscent.
Yeah.
But very important.
Yeah. And Joe went out and found her like contact solution, and we put them in a little bowl so that she could reuse them.
That's great.
Yeah.
See, when you get older, you could do that.
Yep, that is true.
Halloween weekend is coming up, and I'm a little upset I won't be dressing up because I had actually an outfit in. I had a costume in mind.
So happy I'm not dressing up this year.
Oh,
sorry to be a Debbie Downer.
You really are.
She's like I used to when I was a kid.
When I was 27,
I actually really, I really do like dressing up for Halloween, but I think this comes back to just the anxiety I am dealing with right now, that throwing another level of like worrying about a Halloween costume could just be too much.
But these things are not worrisome things. You know what I mean? Like, I understand when you have anxiety, it just takes over.
Yeah.
And like,
it makes me worry.
Right, exactly. But
You want to make sure it's good enough. You got to make sure you order all the stuff.
Or
right,
it's
but
just a fun, stupid thing.
yeah, exactly. That's what you
Doesn't
can look
have
at
to.
it like, hey, it's really not that serious. It's just
Yeah.
like just a Halloween costume.
What?
I wanted to dress up like Michelle Pfeiffer from Scarface because I got the wig last year, the blonde wig, the short hair blonde wig, and I just
I think you
hadn't-
almost have too much hair now. Like you have such great hair. I'm like, how would you put that thing in a wig?
I did it last year to try it on. You want to see a photo?
yeah.
And I was like, oh, this looks cool. Like I'll hold on to this for next year because I was like, oh, that's a good outfit.
I know
'cause
obviously
used to
people
love
do it all the
Scarface,
time with long hair.
but I have a wedding in Nashville this weekend, which
Yeah.
I'm also very excited about. That will be very fun. But I wanted to dress up. I wanted to be Michelle Pfeiffer from Scarface. Maybe I'll do it next year. I'll always have that wig, and I've never worn a wig for Halloween, so I thought that's something
Wigs are fun.
cool and different. I've never done it before. Hold on. I'm
Wigs
scrolling
are
to
fun.
get it.
I do love a good wig.
We'll try to include it in the YouTube so that people can be like, oh, there it is, instead of just talking about it and then nobody ever.
I do love a good wig. I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely I'm very excited to see what other people dress up as for Halloween this year.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like there's a lot of good pop culture.
so many options these
moments.
days.
Top Gun, be a big one.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of Top Gun. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you sent me this. I remember this.
Like I just feel
Yeah,
like for Halloween it would be fun because I never wear a wig.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got all your hair up in that thing?
Yeah, I did. We'll get him next year.
Yeah. You definitely can do it
I
next
got him
year.
next year.
Was that in the Christina Aguilera costume?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
Just trying the wig
that was
on.
a good one last year too.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
Halloween.
you're gonna be
last
too
year.
old next year.
Yeah,
Dress up.
yeah. I'm gonna be 26.
No way. No way.
That's wild that you're gonna be 26.
I know, right? Isn't that kind of crazy?
But you being 26 sounds weird.
Right. I
I thought you weren't even 25. Honestly, I thought you were like 24.
Well,
No.
it's just I've been here for so long. I
Yeah.
started working here when I was 19. It's like retire already. You know,
Yeah.
my whole life it feels like it's been here. I don't
Yeah.
even know life before this.
Yeah, it's
Actually, life before this for me was just high school. So
Yeah.
no, but even that picture I sent last night of myself 5 years ago when I was
you
here,
didn't
it's
have a
like,
beard.
I didn't have a beard. I was like, who is that?
Yeah, you.
I looked so happy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Young and happy.
Had my whole life in front of me.
Fran, tell us
Now
something.
I can't
tell us-
imagine. I can't imagine Noah without a beard.
Tell us something
Neither
good.
can I. That's why I'm scared to like.
I'm not a big we talked about this yesterday with Kelly Keegs. I hate like toxic positivity, right? Like when people online
Yeah.
are like, you have to be happy all the time. And like, even if something bad happens, like find the good in it. Like I hate that.
You think it's the weather?
Yeah.
I just
That's a real
would
thing.
like to hear you. Let's get some happy out of you just for this podcast, just to motivate the listeners.
I'll definitely get some. You'll definitely get some happy out of me. I feel like we should. I don't want to talk about something happy and then go into like sad stuff.
Okay. So why
what
don't
I'm
we
saying?
just let you be a downer and
Well,
next
because
episode,
I want to.
next episode come with something happy.
Okay. Yes, I want to bring up that. Well, I wanted to bring up that Leslie Jordan passed. That's very sad.
That is
He
very sad.
He was very funny.
Womp, womp.
I know.
I'm gonna cut it where you're like, tell us something happy. Leslie
I
Jordan
know.
died.
Well, that would
I know, I'm joking. I'm not.
not be nice. And he that was just like a surprise. 67. He got into I think he had a bit of an car accident,
Well, they said
health
that
emergency.
apparently
while he was driving.
Yeah, something happened while he was driving and then he crashed.
Ugh, so sad. He
Awful.
was one of those guys that I think in the pandemic everybody loved his videos so much. He made people smile and he was so funny, and I think he was really like working on a lot of stuff. The day before he posted this song that he was working on, I was very upset about that.
67, young.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's young. Very
Believe
sad.
me, when you see, you got to be way up there for me when there's like a passing for me to be like, oh, you know what? Full life.
Like Betty White lived a
White.
full
Yeah.
life.
yeah.
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 67 is
67 is young.
so young. So I was very sad about
So,
that. But I'm
so
just
67, so
it's-
young. What are you?
It's relative.
You're a baby.
It's relative.
That's
And
the thing that people make fun of Gary V for. It's like, how old are you? It's like they'll say 40. He's like, you're so young.
yeah. You
can start a business.
Me and Gary V,
rel-
one and the same.
relative. what was the other thing?
Oh, Kanye. Which we don't want to talk about.
We're not
obviously,
making it a whole
but
topic because he's been so disgraceful. But Adidas finally
he's
dropped
really
him,
just a piece of shit, Kanye.
which as they should have. They took a little too long. If you ask me.
I'm done with Adidas.
Yeah,
It took them a little too long. It clearly seemed like they had to think about it.
They had to be like guilted in by every celebrity.
Right. It went from Kanye being like, this was years ago, being like a little unhinged, and then it was like, oh, Kanye's crazy. Oh, but he has these things wrong with him, to like, okay, that doesn't equate to just being like a garbage human being. He just really is. He has just gone.
I know.
Keeps going down and down and down.
And people talk about cancel culture, and it's one thing, like when people are canceled and they're losing career opportunities and jobs and things like that, but there is like a remorse that is shown and a willingness to change and grow. That's one thing. Kanye is just doubled down on everything he said over and over again. So it's like, no, there's no room for.
There's no coming back.
There's
for
no.
Kanye.
There's no room there. There's no like flexibility of, oh well, he's listening. No, he's not. He's not. He's not doing any of that. He doesn't care. He's selfish. He's throwing around terrible, terrible things. And he continues to use anti-Semitic rhetoric, and it's just no, not good. We can't be allowing that to happen.
No,
and at all.
There's no coming back from it for Kanye.
So it is finally like Adidas finally dropped him. I saw that Gap is actively trying to pull all of his merchandise from their stores to make sure that it's not being sold in their stores right now. So Adidas made the right decision. It definitely took them longer than it should have, for sure. And that's where Kanye
Checks
is
over
at.
stripes. Am I right?
That's where Kanye is at.
That's what I've always said.
Yep. And now I feel like
so that was some uplifting news
on
from.
something
Yeah,
good.
that was a really
that's why I wanted to say. That's why I wanted to do that.
Leslie
and then
Jordan's
now
dead.
We can do
and Kanye West.
and Kanye's
hates
a piece
shoes.
of shit. But hey, I hope everyone's having a great week besides that. I really do.
As do I. We have what has made me happy? Taylor Swift's album.
Was it because you didn't come on the Green Tea Tour?
No.
That has to be
No, I don't
it.
think Fran wanted to be.
That has to be what's going on.
You can come on the next green tea tour.
We'll do a white tea tour.
I would love to do a white tea tour.
I saw some people saying that you can do a pink Whitney, like substitute the pink Whitney for whatever's in the green tea shot. So it's like a green tea shot but with pink Whitney.
Interesting.
So like
Someone sent that in.
Peach and lemon.
Or something. Yeah, I don't know how it works, but
We'll have to investigate.
Well, that would. I mean, yeah, you would have to. I think you would still use the
I don't know.
peach schnapps with the pink Whitney. Would be my guess.
Peach and pink, like
Yeah.
lemonade.
I mean, it would basically be a white
Yeah.
tea shot.
You know what? We should all do green tea shots at the Boston show.
We should.
Rhea only rips shots these days.
I do.
So I think that's actually
when we went
probably gonna happen.
When we went to Fran's apartment, she was like, "You want a drink?" And I was like, "I'll just take a couple shots. That's cool." And she was like, "I'm gonna make a drink like a
Yeah, I thought that was
civilized
weird
human,
because I showed up later and I thought we were just gonna have a drink and you guys were just doing shots. I'm like, I guess I'll do.
but me and Marty are big on just the shots. Like we just get straight to the point.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I'll like put my vodka in the freezer for you guys so that it's a little
We're
chilled.
just really big on just getting right to the point. Like it's weird. We're very similar in the way that we don't enjoy drinks at the bar unless like we enjoy dinner drinks.
Yeah.
Wine, martinis. He loves an old
You like
fashioned,
the
but
yeah,
Right,
the taste of
I
whiskey.
don't
it's just hard. You
like,
can't be ordering that at 2 a.m.
No,
at the bar.
that's the thing. That's why you just go to shots.
Yeah.
But then
whiskey
that's
ginger
dangerous.
is a big one for me at a bar.
What's in a whiskey ginger?
Just whiskey and ginger ale.
If somebody has a
I didn't know if it was ginger beer.
Oh, is
ginger
it?
ale.
Honestly, I thought it was ginger ale. Maybe it's ginger
No, it's
beer.
probably ginger ale.
if somebody has a recommendation for me on what they should be what drink I should be ordering at like a bar where it's like I'm getting after it, it's not like a classy type of joint, please let me know because I can't do a vodka soda, a vodka lemonade. Like nothing hits for me. Nothing gets me going.
But what
What are you
alcohol
looking for?
would you want to drink?
Vodka. But sometimes I'll just have like a high noon because I'm like, okay, that'll do it. Whatever.
Have you ever had a Paloma?
Yeah, those
No.
are really good. That's
You
tequila
wouldn't.
though.
Yeah. Wait, what? I thought it was.
Palomas
love-
are
so- but
tequila.
here's the thing, I
Tequila,
love-
grapefruit.
I love a margarita,
it
but
was
you're
fine.
not ordering that at 2 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like dinner drinks.
Do you ever feel scared to order like a complicated drink? Because I was at a bar
What
last.
about like a vodka grapefruit, vodka pineapple?
I've had those,
vodka-
and it's just like, I want to get to the point. I don't want to be like, you know what I mean?
whoa.
Like, I
Trying to get
like,
fucked up.
Like, I just don't want to be sitting here drinking this vodka lemonade. I'd rather have a lemonade and then, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I love lemonade. I
Yeah.
love iced tea. I love all these drinks separately. And it becomes tainted when you add alcohol into it for me. So I'd rather just keep my shit
Keep
separate.
them separate.
I'd rather just keep it separate because
That's what stopped me from doing shots just for a long time in general, because I would chase with things that I like, and then it ruined those things for me.
exactly.
Like I used to back in freshman year of college, we would just rip vodka shots, and I would chase with Diet Coke, and then that ruined Diet Coke, bottled Diet Coke for me for a while.
Yeah, I can see how that could happen.
Yeah.
What was the first liquor you ever drank?
Natty.
It was a
Like-
beer.
Oh, liquor.
Liquor, hard liquor.
Vodka.
No, like, do you
But
remember
like it
the
was like,
specific
oh no,
brand?
no. It was, oh God, I'm gonna have to fact check this with Claire. I want to say Malibu.
That would
I think
make
it
sense.
was.
Oh my God, I
I
so
think it
love
was
Malibu.
Malibu.
I think Malibu makes sense for a lot of people.
Yeah.
My first one was, and this is why I have a hard time with coconut things. It was coconut Bacardi before the Wiz Khalifa concert. And I threw it up all over my backyard.
Yeah.
Really?
And I could see it.
Fireball was a big one.
We would take shots of shots of Malibu, or we would make like
Shots of Malibu.
Malibu and like a punch with like an orange
Yeah.
juice.
That's
and
pretty
like
good
a-
though. On
I mean,
vacation.
Yeah. No.
Malibu
Yeah.
isn't like hard to go down. It goes down easy.
No, it does. But when you drink a shit ton of it,
Then it begins.
when you're younger,
starts to be hard.
It's
Yeah. Oh, I can't even smell Fireball now. I'll throw up.
yeah. No, I can't fireball. Enough.
Yeah, that's a.
You guys
no
ever
for
have
me.
Four Locos?
No.
No.
Those were.
I wasn't drinking when the teens around me were drinking Four Locos. I thought they were out of control. When I
They're like
ninth
illegal
grade,
in a lot of states now.
Halloween in ninth grade, I definitely wasn't drinking yet. I would say I started drinking at the end of ninth grade is probably when I've had my first, like, I'm going to start drinking. But at the beginning, going into high school, I was nervous about it.
Yeah.
And that Halloween, I remember a couple of the bad gals at school at the party were drinking Four Locos. And I was like, oh my God, no way. And I was like sober. I wish, looking back, that I maybe dabbled in the Four Loko a little bit, but never did. Scared me.
No, it didn't even taste good, and it's just like it was terrible.
Dangerous.
Terrible. So many bad mornings from that.
All right, let's get into today's topics for the show. We're going
alcohol talk.
Yeah. We're crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about Caelynn and Dean are engaged. It
Happy
happened.
news.
Dean proposed, although he lost the ring. James Corden apologizes again on his show for being a rude son of a bitch. And Taylor Swift released her new music video for Bejeweled. And we have Cutting Stems on this episode if you want to talk a little bit about Bachelor in Paradise.
No Trent,
so,
guys. Sorry.
yeah, no Trent, unfortunately. He's
Another
in
son of a
beautiful
bitch.
Florida. Yeah,
He's
that,
in Jupiter.
that son of a bitch, Trent. All right, let's get into it. Starting off with Caelynn and Dean.
Last week, you guys heard me talk about going to see Demi Lovato. It was amazing. My seats were amazing. And it all came down to one thing: Game Time. Game Time is created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, what are you guys waiting for? We have had tons of Barstool fans using it, letting us know about all the great deals that they are getting. We've been using Game Time all year. Like I said, Demi Lovato was amazing. It was perfect. I think I used it, in like the best way that you're supposed to be using it. I knew Demi was performing. I was delayed on getting tickets. I thought, oh gosh, I really want to go, but I don't have tickets. And then last minute when I was like, you know what? I really, really want to go. I'm going to do it. Game Time was there. It's so easy to use. Amazing deals. You're going to love it. So you can download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. So as a reminder, we have tons. There's a great sporting events going on. Maybe you decide, hey, I really want to go to this football game. I really want to go to this basketball game. Check out Game Time. If a artist is coming to your city and you didn't even know, it's like days you see, oh my God, this person's playing. Check out Game Time. You can download Game Time for last minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed.
Dean and Caelynn are officially engaged, bachelor couple, for those who don't know who we're talking about. You know, this has been an ongoing thing throughout the years where Dean didn't want to get engaged. He didn't want marriage, but he wants to commit to Caelynn. Although, then he said if Caelynn buys him a truck, he'll get her a ring. And so I think that happened. I think Caelynn did get him a truck. And then Dean got her a ring, and then he lost the ring.
Yeah.
How do you lose the engagement ring? How?
This is a absolute jarring story because at first it was like I saw on Instagram, first slide was Caelynn and Dean are engaged. It's like, yay. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm happy for them. Like, this is a paradise success story. We love a paradise success story. And I slid to the next slide and it was him talking about it on his podcast that he does with Jared. And they had an episode come out this week where he had talked about proposing. And he was like, when this episode comes out, it'll have happened. So now I'm guessing all these outlets have confirmed that it has happened. It came first from People and now it's on everything. But he had said on the show, it'll happen by the time this podcast airs, maybe the day after it airs. So Caelynn definitely knew it was coming, I would say, waiting for the moment. But Dean got a 4.5 carat emerald cut diamond ring. Sounds beautiful. Mm-hmm. That he lost.
How do you lose that?
He said it might be in the garage somewhere. Moral of the story, don't put your engagement rings in the junk drawer. which I'm guessing he said in jest.
How much is a 4.5 carat?
I think a lot of money.
Ring? Like, I have no gauge on like how much rings cost. And carats and all that. I have no idea.
4.5 carats is a decent.
Like, what kind of how many carats do you want your guy giving you? Like,
we're talking.
What should you expect?
Well, no. It's all on preference and my personal opinion.
There is like historically, isn't it? It's like a certain amount of months salary.
I think it's like 3 months salary, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
They say 3 months salary, but I think that's an 4.5. I mean, it's mixed, right? So I'm looking at this. Let's see.
It's known as the 3 month salary rule.
This looks, I mean, I think we're talking close to, I think we're somewhere in the maybe like 80 to 100K range.
Wow.
Would be my guess from what I'm seeing.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. If I had to guess, Caelynn had a ring that she like wanted.
That's almost too much money for me to be wearing on my hand to feel responsible for.
Fair.
Like that's so nice. Like, wow.
I would just be worried
I would be worried every day of my life that something was going to be happening.
I'd be like, watch your hand. Like, you know, you just hit your hand on a door. Like,
it's so, diamonds are hard and they're hard to find. When you look online, it's like they have a weird.
But how do you lose an $80,000 ring? Oh my God.
It could have been more than that or less than that. I don't know.
So the carat is just about the size of the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
See, like this website, the Diamond Pro, says on average the cost of a 4 carat diamond ring can range from $30,000 to $250,000 or more depending on the diamond's cut, quality, clarity, and color. The 4 C's. So it really could be anywhere. And it's my guess if I had to guess that Dean had a very expensive ring that he had purchased, and then he proposed with a placeholder ring that he said he had to go out and get another ring.
Hailey Bieber's
to propose
is estimated to be around 6 to 10 carats. Now that makes sense.
Oh, Hailey Bieber's ring is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
I would have thought it was like in the millions.
It could be.
It could be $1 million.
It should be. If you're Justin Bieber, come on.
It could be.
It could be $1 million for sure.
Yeah, Dean got a placeholder engagement ring. He said it might be in the garage somewhere. He said the placeholder ring's not quite as nice as the first one. I hope they find the first one.
Hailey Bieber's ring is estimated to be around $500,000 to $600,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild. She is like the most beautiful ring. I'm curious to see what Caelynn's looks like though.
I know. I want to see the mystery ring if it's ever located.
How does he find it? He has to pray to St. Anthony.
If it seems like it was, it seemed like it was somewhere in the house. You know when you know for sure that it's in the house.
Yeah, but you gotta find it before.
Yes, of course. But when you at least have the insurance that you're like, I know it is somewhere in the house. I just like really have to tear everything apart to find it.
Yes.
Then
it's probably right in front of his face.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
Classic.
Yeah.
You just can't find it.
So
well, either way,
happy placeholder ring.
Happy for them. These two crazy kids did it. They made it. They made it out of paradise.
Everybody has words about the two of them.
Everybody
still do.
doubted them.
Critics in their relationship, but they have made it work the way that it works for them. You know,
they seem to have a beautiful relationship, in my opinion, from the outside looking in.
Yeah,
at least.
Yep.
They made it work, like we said, for a while now.
Exactly.
Years.
It has been years, and I wonder if they're gonna I wonder if Caelynn's gonna. I wonder if they're gonna wait to try and find the original ring before they.
That was a
before they post anything. I haven't seen them themselves post anything yet.
That was a successful group of people from Paradise.
Yeah, it was.
Don't jinx them.
I'm not jinxing them just by saying they're a successful group.
You're not at all.
Dylan and Hannah, right? Same group.
Yep.
Who else? Caelynn and Dean.
Season 6 of Paradise.
Yeah, Tasha and John Paul Jones really made it far. Oh, well, Katie did not make it. And Demi and her girlfriend did not make it. So it's just Dylan and Hannah, I guess.
Yeah.
And Caelynn and Dean.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe not so successful.
I mean, for Bachelor.
For Dylan and Hannah.
Or for Bachelor, like any couple
any
staying together.
success is good.
Definitely. So we'll see where we'll see when they post their Instagram announcement of engagement, or if they post a picture or something. What?
Yeah, we'll see if
the status is if they find this.
You can find this damn ring.
This is it. I'll be honest. Reading that was like the most. It was shocking, but also like, of course,
right,
for Dean, who had been very vocal on like proposing and marriage and everything, for just to be like, yeah, you know, did it all, got the ring, paid the big bucks. Can't find the ring.
Yeah, if that was anybody else, I'd be like, what the fuck? But since it's Dean, he's just so on the go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Lives life on the go.
It'll pop up somewhere, maybe, eventually.
They seem very easygoing, the both of them. So.
They do.
James Corden has apologized yet again for being just the worst, I guess. Just being rude to, waiters and waitresses and restaurant staff. And I don't even know how to keep up with this anymore on who he's apologizing to, who he's not apologizing to. Does he feel bad? Does he not feel bad?
He's apologizing for taking back an apology that he originally...
Just shut up already, James Corden, because you apologized apparently, then you took back your apology, and now you're apologizing again for taking back your apology. Just be a normal fucking human being. It doesn't seem that hard, but he's losing his mind about it clearly because he's going back and forth.
Yeah, so the top of the show Monday night, he's like, I gotta talk about this. It seems in his mind that what he did not feel like he needed to apologize because he didn't like scream and shout and throw a fit.
And
what he claims, he claims he made, a snide comment, a rude comment that he felt like wasn't that big of a deal, really. But now he's like, looking back, it was rude, and I do need to apologize. And your little hair, that was
thank you.
Yes, I got it. And he wanted to share this. So the original story from the Balthazar owner was there was drama with an egg with an omelet. It was like, she wanted egg white omelet. It wasn't the whole thing. James now claims that the dish was actually served the wrong way multiple times because she has a deathly food allergy. So it's like, that's a new tidbit. Oh, now she has a food allergy. That's why he made a comment. And then he said in the heat of the moment, he made a rude, sarcastic comment about just cooking it himself, which is what the original story had stated as well. He said, "It's a comment I deeply regret. I understand the difficulties of being a server. I worked shifts at a restaurant for years." And that he then called Keith McNally, the owner. He said, "We had a good talk. He appreciated the call. I was happy that we got to clear the air, and I felt like we dealt with it privately. But by this point, the story was out there and people were upset." And then that's, also where he was saying, like, I felt like because I didn't make a massive scene, it wasn't something that I really needed to explain. But now I do realize I have to apologize for it. And he apologized to the staff. He's like, "I've got so much respect. I love that place. I hope I'm able to go back." And then he claimed that the other story, with the hair, was from 2014, which doesn't match up with what the owner had said either. But it's actually
2014 is a long time ago.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy that that this was continuing to be talked about. And that he if he I think it was New York Times, he did an interview, or it was a newspaper. If in that interview, or LA Times something, if in that interview, instead of being like, if he actually just doubled down on needing to apologize, or I apologize, he wouldn't have had to do this at the beginning of his show. But because in the interview he was like, "This is all silly, like I blah blah blah," everyone was like, "Oh wow, he really doesn't realize what he did was wrong." And then it came back to bite him in the ass again. And then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, he actually has to make a full-blown statement on his late night show."
I still think he probably doesn't care. I feel like he's going on there being like, "Oh, I got to do this just because everyone's mad at me." And then he does it and he acts like he's sorry. But really, James Corden is not a nice guy.
I think you're probably right about that.
Period. We don't know him, but I'm catching a little Ellen vibe from James Corden. "Oh, I have a late night show and everyone likes me and thinks I'm so fun and cuddly." Well, we don't really think that anymore, James Corden. We think you're a monster.
It did seem like he had to force his way. When I was watching the clip, I was like, God, he probably hates that he has to do this.
Yeah,
right
like
now.
he right before he's getting on stage, he's like, these fucking cunts. Because that's how they speak. Sorry. I know you don't like that word. That's why I said it.
Smiling through the pain of having to apologize.
That
he's not listening.
James Corden is going back there calling everyone cunts before he gets on stage.
He's a person that I could easily see saying that word like second nature.
He's British.
He's British.
But
cunts in Britain is like saying hey.
Well, it's not like saying hey, but they say it.
Well,
it's a term of endearment.
You cunt.
It's the same thing with.
I don't know.
No, it is.
I lived there for a while. I don't recall a lot of people saying cunt to us.
I mean, not a term of endearment.
I think people do.
But I think. Are you thinking about
when you joke around?
How
asshole,
they call cigarettes a fag?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, keep going.
I'm just saying. Like,
yes.
There are things that are said over there, commonly. Even that I didn't really hear.
No, they definitely do use it much more than
they do.
It's not as bad. But maybe I'm wrong.
British slang. What's another one?
I'm pretty sure.
Bullocks.
Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they use cunt like to your friend, like, "Oh, you cunt." Like, I think it's like I think they just throw it out there.
Okay, I don't know about that.
If you know, let us know, because I am pretty sure that's the case. And listen, I've never been there. I'm dying to get to London.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they throw out cunt.
But I feel like if that was true, then wouldn't they be saying it on Love Island all the time?
Maybe they're told that one doesn't fly on Love Island. Let me look this up. Is a term?
I feel like
of
it's like
endearment.
Like I know that like they use it in maybe in the context I see it. Like they just use it. I feel like they use it in soccer matches. Like fans yell it at players that they hate.
Not only do the British use that word in a sexual or simply offensive context, but they use it as a term of endearment. Because, like, when you're joking around with your friend, you call, oh, you bitch. Like, it's not like I'm calling you a bitch for endearment, but, like, I'm not actually calling you a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for them,
know what you're
when
saying.
they say to a friend, oh, you cunt, like, their friend's not going to be like, I hate, like, they're going to laugh it off and go, yeah, I'm such a cunt. So, I think that James Corden he's
probably throwing it. That's a word that I'm sure is in his vocabulary.
Of course it is.
So,
and he you know what he's calling that wait staff.
Yeah, he's not going back to Balthazar, if I had to take a guess.
Wait,
in his speech, he's like, I hope I can go back. It's such a great restaurant. I love the place and the wait staff and the manager and everybody. And
when's his show ending? Because it's ending soon, right? Late show.
I don't know. Is it ending?
Yeah, because I remember there's a big announcement like he's moving back to Britain. It's like, yeah, get the hell out of our country.
I don't know.
Just kidding.
Oh,
no, he is. It is.
He
it
is leaving.
Apparently, cunt is really big in Australia.
Oh, I could see that.
God, they're so
your
much
best
cooler
Australian
than
accent.
us.
I feel like you have just been on a roll. You like enjoy it, the sound of it coming out of your mouth. Because you've said it 12 times.
It
and
just
like
feels
the last
so freeing when you're
minutes.
talking about it, right? Like I don't use it in my everyday vocabulary, but I feel free right now.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
When you say anything that's not that's not true. I was gonna say when you say anything that's not directed at someone, there are definitely words that you just can't say.
Yeah, at all. But that one is not one of them. That one you can say.
That's why I say I stubbed my toe.
Right.
You know?
But it's just not one that comes out of my mouth. So it's like right
something
now I
about
feel
saying
free.
It makes my toe hurt less. I don't know.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Like if I just said ouch, like that wouldn't really.
Ouchie! Yeah.
He's leaving summer 2023.
From
Late Show.
Wait, when?
Ouchie!
I'm gonna do that the next time I stub my toe and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Ouchie.
He will depart ahead of summer 2023.
Good.
See ya, you
That's
fool.
it.
I used to like when I was in high school, I loved talk shows and stuff, and I used to watch James Corden show all the time, and like I loved
Carpool
it.
karaoke.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of the YouTube clips.
I love carpool karaoke.
From any late show.
I look back and I'm like,
I still watch all the ones he does with Harry Styles.
Have you ever
anytime he does
seen
one with
the
Harry Styles.
the Paul McCartney one's like one of the best videos ever.
Have you ever seen the Jimmy Fallon, Bradley Cooper, Elephant Man YouTube clip, which is one of the funniest that they had to cut from the show, where Jimmy Fallon and Bradley Cooper for 20 minutes can't get through the segment because they
I've
can't
seen
stop
that,
laughing, and it's like they're just like really high or something.
No, but
and
Jimmy Fallon
and the two of them cannot. It's a very funny clip. I highly suggest people watch it.
The thing is, Jimmy Fallon just laughs at everything now, so it's like.
But Bradley Cooper and Jimmy Fallon in that clip.
Yeah, no, I've
Funny.
seen that. That's funny.
So he'll be done. He'll be done next year.
Who do you think's taking his spot?
Who knows?
Could be anybody.
Who knows? I feel like they kind of struggle with.
I mean, he had definitely he's one of the more successful late shows. Like,
No,
more than Seth
definitely. I feel like
Meyers.
it's hard to get people to
Stay up.
not even stay up. He has so much success, so much digital success, just like as far as like YouTube views and all those things. Like I was just looking at an article, just the Adele Carpool Karaoke alone has like 250 million views. So
Yeah.
it's
But
all
that's
of those are
also
pretty high up there.
all based on the guests, and I don't know. I feel like you could fill someone is it James Corden? Like, is he that good at doing carpool karaoke? Like, I feel like people hate him in it.
No,
They're like, oh,
It's
can
just
you
about
just not sing?
a good
No.
segment, and he
I
made the segment.
I don't think
you know what I
that's
mean?
true.
When you start
when
segment,
Carpool Karaoke first came out, I think everybody loved him doing it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still watch the ones it was like spun. It got
it's
turned
like its
into like a
own
whole
show.
Apple TV series. Like
That's the same thing with lip sync with Jimmy
yeah,
Fallon.
there's not. So I think that I don't know. It's just hard. I feel like there's always like a hard time filling a late night seat when someone has it for a long time.
Yeah.
There's an adjustment period for always of people getting used to stuff. But yeah, maybe that's the end of us hearing about the omelet, but unless Keith McNally has a rebuttal.
I'm
Probably will.
actually
That
tired
he posts
of hearing
on
about
his
this omelet.
Instagram.
I hope they're done.
Taylor Swift was on late show with Jimmy Fallon, with the Tonight Show, not late show, the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and she talked about the release of Bejeweled video. People were wondering what the new video was going to be. Taylor had posted on Instagram earlier in the night that it was Bejeweled. She told Jimmy Fallon that there is a psychotic amount of Easter eggs in this video, that there's a whole PDF file. The video is great. I think she's been putting out great videos. The Bejeweled video is a little bit of a take on it's not a little bit. It's a take on Cinderella, of Taylor Swift being the Cinderella. The Haim sisters are the stepsisters. Laura Dern plays her stepmother.
I love
which
Laura
is
Dern.
fantastic.
Bring back Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
We need a season 3.
Dita Von Tess. I don't know how to say her. I think that's how you say her name, right?
Sure.
She is her like fairy godmother. She calls her fairy goddess. Jack Antonoff's in the video. It's a great video. It's more, storytelling, great acting. She's talked about sending Laura Dern like a scene, being like, "You in on this?" Great choice of all
It
people
is a
to be
great
like, you know
choice.
what? I really want Laura Dern to be in this music video. She's not going to say no. You think anybody would say no to being in a Taylor Swift music video?
No. They would have to be an idiot.
Right? Like, it's like she's like
Katy
Oscar
Perry
winner,
said
Laura
yes,
Dern.
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. Even Katy Perry said yes.
Yeah. Someone would say no.
Maybe, but so tons of Easter eggs. I think we're basically really leaning towards the fact that Speak Now is going to be the next re-record. This video was released on October 25th. Speak Now was released October 25th, 2010. It's been 12 years since that came out. She's been fixated, 12, midnight. It's been an ongoing theme. And you could have told there was a ton of Easter eggs. You could have told if right from the beginning. In the opening scene, the instrumental from Enchanted is playing, just like a string version, which is from the Speak Now album. Laura Dern was so good in this. I love this. And Laura Dern has a line where she says, "Speak not," which she really enunciates that line.
Mm-hmm.
And
this song grew on me. So
Bejeweled?
this morning,
Yeah.
I was listening to the whole album again because, like I said, I need these songs to grow on me, and I have never been so sure that "You're on Your Own, Kid" is my number one. I am so sure about that. And Bejeweled grew on me. Question grew on me. They're all growing on me more. So I was very happy to see this music video. And also, Cinderella was my favorite princess growing up. My favorite princess movie.
yeah, it looked like when she gets into this elevator and there's all these buttons, and I think all like the floors are correlated to her albums that she's released. She hits the 3rd floor and it's like a purple button. Taylor wears like a purple dress on the cover of Speak Now. Speak Now was her 3rd album that she ever released. And then 5th floor was 1989. I think there's just like a ton of Dita Von Tess. So Taylor's sitting at 3 o'clock on the clock. At one point, there's a big clock that she's sitting on. It's set to 3 o'clock. And she has hairpins in her hair at one point that have an S and an N. People think that could also be Speak Now. I mean, at this point,
she's just telling
at
everyone
this point, I
Speak
think
Now.
it's just like, hey, the next one's Speak Now. It wasn't even like one little hint. If it's not Speak Now, I don't know what she was doing with this video. Has to be Speak Now.
I think she was just letting everyone know, hey, it's Speak Now, but I don't feel like making any more announcements. So
Yeah.
just here you go.
Exactly. And I think right as the video is ending, you can hear a little bit of Long Live playing as well, which we were listening to before. It is such a good song. I love Long Live. But that whole Speak Now album is awesome. I love the Speak Now album.
I'll have to when she releases the new album. I think I'll listen to it.
Yeah. I hope it comes soon. I love the re-records. Maybe next year.
She just keeps putting out music, huh?
She can't stop.
Can't stop.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Well, this is the thing. I feel like she loves putting out new music, and then
Where'd she find the time?
she's got to get her. I think she has them all done.
What? You think she's recorded all of them?
I think she did it all already. I might be wrong on that,
feel
but
like
I think during the pandemic she like banked
Wait,
a
how many
lot of her
albums are
new
left?
album. I mean, banked a lot of the Taylor
How
re-records.
many are left? Does that need to be?
Speak Now,
1989.
1989.
you
Her
think
original Taylor Swift, the debut album.
Do you think she's? Oh, I was gonna say is she going in order, but clearly not.
Reputation?
Was Reputation after? That was still
I
under?
think that was still under.
That was so recent.
I think
It was
those are.
2018. Or that was the question. It was 2017, right? What
I
was
think-
Reputation?
Fuck. But Folklore and Evermore weren't,
Oh,
right?
no.
No, and Lover I don't think was either. But I think she does have to.
Do you think Scooter Braun's kids like Taylor? Like, what if they just like Taylor Swift's music?
Yeah.
It's kind of
She
awkward,
might.
huh?
She has 4 albums left to re-record. Like, so it's her original album, Speak Now, 89, and Reputation. Maybe I'm just making that up.
I don't think she has.
I think she's done a decent amount of them though. There's a Reddit thread from May of somebody being like, "Do you think Taylor has finished re-recording all albums?" I think that's probably true. She's probably not done with all of them, but my guess at this point is she's probably done with Speak Now and maybe 1989, and then she's got to do Reputation and her first, the Taylor Swift album, just Taylor Swift. Which will be very interesting to hear because, of course, that
She's
one's going to
very
sound the most different by far. But I'm pumped for Speak Now. I think that's definitely where that's coming. I don't know if anybody has any hints on when that will be released, but I hope it comes out soon because I love when she does the re-records. It gives me a reason. You know, you were saying like new Taylor Swift comes out and you just want to listen. You go back to the ones that you like you go back and listen to 1989. When the re-records come out, I'm like, oh, this is just a reason to listen to one of these albums over and over again. Makes me fall in love with the album all over again.
I can't wait for the 1989 one to come out. I really
I
can't.
feel like she's teasing you. She's just waiting so long for that one.
It's okay. It's okay. I still listen to the old one, although I'm not trying to give money to Scooter Braun, but I
know.
I can't help myself.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard, and it's such a good album.
I have to listen to it. I'm sorry.
Yes. So I don't know how many other. I'm hoping there are more music videos. I think there will be. We'll see what else she releases, but that pretty much confirms Speak Now is the next one for sure.
Whether you're cozying up on your couch or you're out tailgating on a Sunday, Saturday, college football, regular football, NFL football, I don't know why I called it regular football. You get the point. Either way, you want to grab a Vizzy. Vizzy is the best because they have so many options to choose from. They got multiple variety packs with all different flavors. My personal favorite is the blueberry pomegranate because I love that Vizzy includes pomegranate in the mix. What other place is including pomegranate? None. And pomegranate's one of my favorite fruits. That's why Vizzy is the best. So you could check out Variety Pack 1 or Variety Pack 2, and Vizzy Hard Seltzer has a flavor for every vibe that you're looking for. Go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/chicks and find a Vizzy near you. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/chicks. And to hear about latest flavor drops, go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. You must be 21 and up. As you know, celebrate responsibly, coming from the Molson Coors Beverage Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Cutting Stems.
Hello.
The after show. We have Rhea. We have Kelly Keegs. We do not have Trent.
That son of a bitch.
He is
He's
in
dead.
Florida,
He's 6 feet under.
living the life. Eating fucking
guess.
steak at Tiger Woods restaurant.
Whatever. Like, whatever.
piece of shit.
Yeah, I know. Is he with Tiger Woods?
Oh,
Could
cool.
be.
Probably
Who
not.
knows?
You're so cool, Trent.
Whatever. We don't care.
Oh, man. But we are
Drama.
here to talk about Bachelor in Paradise Monday and Tuesday. General thoughts, both great episodes.
Very
Tuesday
good.
was great. Wednesday was definitely, Monday was a setup episode. Tonight's episode was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of when couples reunite
Yes.
there's always a drama. It's like the recoupling. They did the same thing with like the recoupling in Love Island. It wasn't as dramatic. I do have some complaints, but we can start off with how we felt about Monday's episode, which to me felt like a setup episode.
I agree completely. I think that that Jesse Palmer had a lot to do with instigating some of the anxiety the girls were
Yeah.
having. I feel like the girls were feeling fine. They were all sticking to their guns, like, oh, I'm gonna, I'm not really hooking up with people. I'm not really doing whatever. And then when Jesse Palmer came through and was like, we're shaking shit up and things are different over there, they were freaking out. And then they all kind of changed their tune and started talking to other guys. In that same breath, Lace went over back to the beach to cause mayhem. And do you guys think that Lace is getting a Bachelorette edit? It's the first time that I've thought that.
No.
I don't know. I feel like they interviewed every single person on the beach afterwards, being like, Lace just really deserves love. Like Lace she's so great, and someone is out there for her. Like there were so many people being like, someone's out there for her, someone's out there for her. That it's the first time I've ever thought, like, are they trying to make her the Bachelorette someday?
That would excite me. Like I
think that's interesting.
I would
She's
like
different.
her as the Bachelorette.
She's a different person.
but I don't think she's gonna be the Bachelorette.
I never thought that, just based on how people were like reacting to her being so upset and leaving, and like
Yeah.
because Rodney was coupled up with what's her name, Eliza.
Eliza.
I did think it was a bit,
Yeah.
well, not strange, but I was like, in my opinion, more so it was the rejection rather than it being Rodney. Like, I don't know
Right.
if Lace and Rodney really had that strong of a connection. I just think her being rejected by him is what made her so upset. I didn't think that they were like end all be all.
I think you're spot on.
There was a couple scenarios where I felt like either producers or the interview setup they tried to like really make drama out of things that maybe like they didn't get the dramatic reaction that they necessarily wanted from the contestants. So they turned it into like, well, let's just play all these interviews of people being like, Lace is dramatic and she's gonna be emotional and it's gonna be this big blow up. Like, she was sad,
Yeah.
and she cried, but like, she was just like,
She didn't lose her
took
shit.
like it was a breakup
Yeah.
that she was like upset about,
Yeah.
and she left. But it wasn't like she didn't start throwing things. Like,
No.
it just feels like, and we can talk about it Tuesday with Shanae too. It just feels like, I don't know what they're doing in these interviews or like how they want to, like, they're almost building up the reactions to these breakups so much in these interviews that when the breakups actually happen, it's like, that was a pretty normal reaction to
Right.
someone saying like, hey, I picked somebody else. Like, she was upset, but it didn't seem like she was really making that big of a deal out of it. But the girls are still they're missing their guys.
So miss.
Jesse Palmer comes, and basically they say nobody has a connection with Rick or Olu, so they just get sent home. Boy,
That
did
was
those
brutal.
Boy, did they get the short end of the stick of
Brutal.
the Paradise. Like, you probably get excited, like, oh, we got cast on Paradise, we get
Yeah.
to go down. That
I've
was their
always thought-
entire experience.
I've always thought Rick was hot. What, like, I don't know what the deal. Nobody likes
There's
Rick.
Something.
Is
No,
he a
people
weirdo?
do like Rick, but
Who said he
there's
was like a
something-
vampire? Was that you?
I don't know. There's
I
something. They seem like they
We
were
need to
getting
address
a
the
little
wine chat.
tipsy.
For sure. I want to address the wine chat.
We could talk about the wine. The wine chat was tonight's episode.
Oh, was it?
I'm pretty sure. Or was it the end? It was at the end of this one.
It was at the
It was
end.
at the end of this one.
Because of Shanae yelling at Genevieve.
Yeah.
To
Genevieve
not
and
at her,
Shanae
to
also
her, to her.
were definitely getting a little tipsy and
For sure.
having a good time. The two of
Yes.
them are like newfound besties.
I forgot
But
about the shots.
the new relationship coming out of this is Kate revealed to Logan that she is interested in him, that she doesn't really want anything with Jacob. She wants him, which of course immediately leads to Kate getting a date card. She explains to Jacob how she's feeling. She wants to take Logan, so she asks Logan on the date, and then Logan has to go tell Sarah, like, oh, I'm going to go on this date. Sarah also handled that pretty well. She was like, okay, I mean,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, Sarah didn't really care. Like,
She
I feel like
seemed
she
mad, which is valid.
Right. She seemed like, what the fuck? But that was pretty much it. I want to say it right now, and I'm going to say it multiple times in this recap. I don't like Kate at all. I think Kate's a fucking bitch. I think that she is being super manipulative. I think that she's being she's acting strange, and I don't
like
trust
when you
her.
speak your mind.
No, it's true. I don't trust her, and I thought I would like her at first, and I know that she. And we'll talk about it more with Shanae, but I know that she has bad blood towards Shanae from their own season. But like, read the room. No one else is treating Shanae like that. Like, clearly she's different, whatever. And her whole thing about being like, I would like to believe that.
Yeah.
And she just kept going on like that. And I think that she looks like a fucking asshole this whole time. I think
Yeah,
she was like, every move that she made, the going out with Logan
Yeah.
and having those conversations like, okay, so you're gonna go talk to Shanae, I'm gonna talk to whoever, and we're good on this, right? Like, it was almost like a threat. I was like,
Yeah.
this is bizarre. And you're very much doing gameplay, and I don't trust you at all.
Yeah, I think you're right about how she treated Shanae like how Shanae came across on the original season she was on, rather than how Shanae is acting at
Which
this
is
very
fair
moment.
to come in with a little bit of like a chip on your
Preconceived,
shoulder,
yeah.
preconceived notions, whatever. But when you are having conversations with everybody, ask them about this, and they all tell you like, no, she's a different person, give her a chance, and you still refuse, and you're trying to. It almost makes me think that she went after Logan on purpose because of Shanae. Like, all of her actions, like leading up to it.
Everything she does seems
calculated.
premeditated
Yeah.
and calculated.
Calculated. Drives me
and
nuts.
she ain't there for the right reasons.
Nope.
No, so they go on a date together, which now they're like very confident in their relationship. That date ends and they're both like, oh, I'm all in on Logan, I'm all in on Kate. Like, they've forgotten about everybody else. This is a magical pair now, it seems. Kate is a tad older than Logan is, which
Yeah, Logan's
is
26. She's like
discussed
35.
about.
I
She's
think
33. I think
33. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they are both in the I think the San Diego, LA area.
course.
Do you think
Of
that
course.
San Diego people have like a big group chat where they call themselves like the San Diego group?
Definitely. It's
Probably.
probably like the SD crew. I bet anything there's a group chat called the SD
And there's like
crew.
little animals to like represent the San
Probably.
Diego
For
Zoo.
sure. For sure.
Yeah. The other couple that could be shifting is Johnny and Victoria. Victoria sees Alex from Rachel Lindsay's season. She's like, look, this guy on paper is everything I want. He's older, he's ready for a family, he's ready to have a serious relationship. So she
Hot. He's rich.
yes, she's just like, this could be something. She's warming up to that idea. She gets a date card and takes him on a date. They have a great date. I think she is struggling to, like, she likes Johnny a lot, but this guy, this beautiful man right in front of her who she keeps repeating is her type and all these things.
I thought it was weird, though, that she said, not weird because I've been there, but weird to say it to his face, that she's like, you are the kind of person that I usually date, so much so that, like, you remind me
Or
of
you
some of my
look like all my
ex-boyfriends.
exes,
You look
yeah.
like my exes. And I'm like, don't tell. Like, I mean, he'll figure that out, whatever. But
Yeah.
he'll be like, you look like all my exes and whatever. And in that instance, it makes me think, like, oh, well, then, like, go for Johnny. Johnny's someone different. Johnny's, like, maybe you need to be pulled out of your comfort zone. Because clearly
Right.
all the guys that look like Alex, and maybe act like him haven't worked before. So try something different. But the part about him being ready for a family, that seems to be her priority. She wants to be engaged and she wants to have kids.
Yeah.
And
she said she wants
Johnny's a
5
little
kids.
wishy-washy on that. Wow.
Yeah.
5?
I may have that's maybe a misquote, but I think she said you wanted 5
It's
kids.
so expensive.
Brittany,
It's just so expensive. Like,
yeah, no,
what?
it is. Brittany is going for Tyler, which is
Hey,
definitely
but good
where
for her. You don't have to have them.
No, that's
No.
great. That's great. Like,
You
I
don't
just
have
hope
to
she,
have them.
that's what she's got to marry somebody rich if she wants 5 kids.
Maybe she is rich herself.
I don't know if she is.
Maybe
Is she?
I don't know. Maybe
She could be.
She could be.
I'll call her up. I'll ask. I'll text her. She's my bestie now.
she's got
I'm like a Victoria
plenty of
stan.
deals. So am I. I'm
Oh no,
absolutely
that's
loving her
fine.
this
She wants to have 5
season.
kids. Like the idea of I'm too practical for that.
You're right.
I think too much
in
about
your
the
world,
bat.
You don't even want 1 kid.
No,
So
'cause it's
5
expensive.
sounds insane to you.
5 sounds nuts.
Honestly, 5 sounds
times?
insane to me too.
5 times out of your vagina? Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm like more like a 2-3 girl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not 1.
Yeah.
Only children stink.
No, only child. Can't be.
I'm
only.
sorry if
Can't
you
be
are
an
an only child.
Yes, it can't be only child.
No, they don't all stink.
Even if
That
you have
was
an
a
only,
joke.
but if you have an only child, you gotta have like cousins or something.
Right,
gotta have,
you
gotta have
need your
people
only
around.
child to interact with people
can't be a
because let
brat.
me tell you, they are selfish people.
Oh yeah, Tommy smokes right upstairs.
Yeah, that selfish son of a bitch. And Glennie Balls
And
and Tommy
Glennie.
Smokes are
Oh,
both
Glennie.
only child. They are like the
Don't get me
poster
started.
children for only children.
Don't get me started. Oh, man.
But I love them to death.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're like my best friends.
For sure. But they're brats anyway. So
But if you're an only child watching this, I love you and I respect you and I respect your parents for making
just-
that decision.
just don't be a brat. just work extra hard not to be a brat. Anyway, so what do we think about Victoria F's eventual decision? What do we think she's going to choose? Generally, based on that.
I don't know. She seems very iffy on Alex still. I think she's in that situation where like she has all the feelings for Johnny. It's like her heart's telling her Johnny, but her brain says Alex. So I think eventually she'll probably listen to her heart.
What did she say? She was like, I have breakfast with Johnny. I do life with Johnny.
Yeah,
I was like, you've been there for 1 week.
With Johnny, it's like doing life is not exactly vacation in Mexico.
No.
But
Right, you guys have not done life in any way.
No one's done
You
life.
guys done vacation.
You've done vacation and you've had breakfast together. That's what I'm hearing so far.
The episode ended with Shanae getting upset about Brittany being with Tyler. Brittany and Tyler definitely have a connection. They're making out in the pool. Genevieve sees them. She's like, I'm not telling Shanae
I'm not
what I
telling
saw.
Shanae.
And that's where they left off going into Tuesday's episode where Jesse Palmer comes in. Tonight's episode, they are brought back to the beach in waves, it seems. It's like Jesse's like, you don't have to all go together. You can go differently. They sent certain people in at certain times.
I love that,
It's
by
also
the way.
out of order, like completely out of order. When Jill, I think it was when Jill left, like Serene was there comforting her, but they hadn't shown Serene come to the beach yet. I'm like, editing's been a little
it was
messy,
like
I have
Serene
to say.
and Genevieve.
I've got my what is
Your
it?
radar, your radar's up.
Yeah, of some they're messing with this show
They
a little
are.
bit.
We talked about it before.
Especially on tonight's episode, it felt
sound.
like there was like the sound was off at certain points. I felt like Shanae and Kate's argument, there was times when like Kate's voice sounded different and they weren't showing her mouth and then they cut to her and then she's actually talking. And the same thing with Jacob and Jill's breakup. I don't know. There was times where I felt like this is being chopped up way too much to try and make this be more dramatic than it is. Because I don't know if production was like, oh, we thought we were going to have some big dramatic moments with the switch and maybe they didn't get them.
Yeah.
So they get everyone in the interviews to hype it up. We'll talk about it, but let's get to the people who reunite.
They also do, in last night's episode, Shanae having the conversation with Genevieve and Jill, and who was with Jill, drinking with Jill, Adam, and the third girl.
I think
It was not Brittany, because she was making out with Tyler.
Oh,
There's one, Serene.
Serene.
Yeah. Okay. Serene and Jill listening at the door for Shanae and Genevieve. That listened conversation sounded like it was
weird, too.
made in post. Like they were just piping in sound where they both were like, I just can't believe him.
Yeah.
I can't believe him either. Like it sounded fake as fuck. And I was like, this is weird.
The first couple to reunite, which we'll talk about, is Genevieve and Aaron, which was very sweet. They were so happy. Aaron played
so emotional. I cried this whole episode.
Aaron
by the way.
pulled a little bit of a fast one. Like he went for some dramatic effect there.
He made her sweat a little.
He made her sweat a little bit, but boy, was she happy. So
They were
I cried
very
my eyes out.
happy, and I cried, and
Yeah.
I didn't know I liked them, but apparently I do because I was crying at them reuniting, I guess.
just love
her.
I do. I really do.
Her relief was so real and so clear on the screen that it was like, how could you not feel emotional?
Right,
it was
and like
so,
the way she cuddled up to him.
Yes.
I love that.
And he was holding her and kissing her head. Oh, I'm gonna
so
cry again. I'm gonna cry again. It
my
was so
God.
nice. It was really.
there's just no
I've
better
never,
feeling.
and I have talked shit about Aaron non-stop on this show
Yeah.
specifically, and I thought that was the sweetest moment. I've never, I didn't know he had it in him. I didn't know
this
he could be
is the
so
sweetest
sweet.
we've ever seen him.
It was. I know. You see it. You see it. And it just.
Oh, you
and she
too.
was so like she just was
and she
so
was like so
relieved.
cute and cuddly, and he was like,
And she just like she's like I had so much anxiety the whole time, and she came back and he's like, no, I didn't hang out with anybody. I like played sharks and minnows in the pool, and she was like, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just nice to
That
trust.
was nice, yeah.
The Shanae.
beautiful
That was
thing.
very sweet, guys.
It was just
You
sweet.
guys good?
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, we're all right.
The Shanae comes. She talks to Logan. Logan breaks up with her. Logan definitely tried to go the route of, well, let's not forget you were making out with James, and
Which was a cop-out.
honestly
Bullshit.
bad route to go. Like he
Bullshit.
should have just said, he should have just went with, you know what, I have a better connection with Kate, and that's it. Don't try and play the blame game of like, well, how's this any different from what you were doing?
Right,
It's like,
like-
no, just own up to the fact that you like Kate more. everyone will respect you more instead of being like, well, you know, remember how you made me feel? Like, it's like, okay.
Also,
well,
remember
I
when
thought
they
we
left?
were past that.
Remember when they left? It was either him or it was somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it was him saying some shit like, oh yeah, well, Shanae did XYZ, and I think that she's worried that she's going to get a taste of her own medicine. Who said that? Wasn't that Logan who said it about her?
I don't know.
Which I thought was fucked up. Like, don't, like, it's like he went in there ready to, like, get back at her.
Yeah,
you know?
so this is where things escalated. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. As much as Jacob, I'm not really a fan of him. It's more respectful on his part that he was able to be like, I just realized that I don't have a connection with you that I'm looking for because I already felt a strong connection with her, although she has moved on to somebody else, which is Logan. That showed me that I don't have what I want to have with you.
Totally.
Which is like the most honest way to go about it.
Totally.
Right?
Jacob
like even if it hurt Jill.
Jacob could have been the guy, like the Love Island guy, who's like, oh, you know, I experimented, but now that you're back.
Yeah, like,
Right.
oh, it made me
we should
realize
stay
I like
together.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which
yep.
I'm glad he didn't
Yep.
because right. And Jacob seems like a genuinely nice guy. I will say that. He's kind of a meathead. He's
Yeah.
kind of like a doofus, whatever.
Yeah.
But whenever he gets serious, I feel like his words are true. And he seems nice.
The Shanae obviously was upset, and so she calls Kate rude and loud and talks about the women tell all and calls her disgusting. And she says a lot of mean things.
So she's
there
got a man
are mean
voice.
things. She's upset. She says a lot of mean things.
Man
she calls
voice.
Logan trash. Man voice. She's got a whole long list
Logan
of things.
is trash, that's clear.
But it just
Heard
felt
man
like
voice too many times in my life.
I know, me too.
know.
I don't fucking
Don't have a cute
don't get me
girly
started.
voice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's better for
None of us do.
podcasts. No, none of us do. Have I
of
told
us
you about that?
do.
How one of my mom's like friends made a comment like that one time about my voice.
No.
It's like, oh, her voice is so deep, so manly. I was
What?
like, what the fuck? Said it to my mom, and my mom told me that. I was like, what the fuck?
Listen,
It's fucked up. And I was like, really, bitch?
yeah.
I think you
Whatever.
have one of the most soothing voices
Thank
I've
you.
ever heard.
It's sultry,
yes.
you have a great voice.
thank you.
You have
Thank
a great speaking voice.
But it
for
is
sure.
a man voice.
All this goes back to what I was saying about the interviews. All the interviews, it just feels like everyone's going just a few feet too far. I don't know why. I don't know who's pushing them. But Erin's like calling her the Sinead, and she needs to be put in a padded room and locked up and get a new personality, and she needs to be shipped off into space, and like
mean.
it seemed like a lot. And I get it. Shanae was not being the nicest person in that situation, but the weeks that we've had Shanae on this show, she has not been awful. Like she has not, like she's got, if she and Genevieve can get along, like then if Genevieve can give her a second chance, some of these other girls are not willing to do that, obviously. Kate's like, she was awful to us on our season, traumatized all of us, terrorized all of us. And it's like, Kate, you were on the season for, like, you were not on the season for that long.
You were not traumatized
So,
on the season.
yeah. So it just felt like, I felt like Kate
Kate's
really,
annoying.
I
just
felt like
can't
Kate
stand her.
really
It's
used that
annoying.
as a defense
Yep.
of like, well, and then she said, oh, I wrote it down. Kate said she had a twisted satisfaction that she triumphed over Shanae. And I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, okay, red flags
What
all
world?
across the board here. Like, why would you even say that on camera? Because now everyone's going to think that you just went for Logan because you wanted to take him from Shanae.
Completely. And I still think that. I fully
Yeah.
think that. Because she was chilling with Jacob, whatever, and then like a light switch. She was like, actually, I hear Shanae's like with Logan, I want Logan. And then she took him on a date, buttered him
Yeah.
up, came back and was like, handshake, we're doing this, I'm in love with you, the connection is, I've never had anything like this, blah, 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 blah. And I watched the previews for next week.
Yeah.
And Kate's philandering. She's running around
Yeah.
with other people.
I know.
So what the
I know.
fuck is she doing?
I
And
know.
I'm sick
Maybe
of her.
she just was like, I'm gonna get Shanae eliminated. I don't know. I don't like the motives there. I felt like we're getting a little messy. Production's just getting a little messy on how they're trying to make this show. Like
Yeah.
with the interview, it just felt like a lot of piling on for something that wasn't
Right, that wasn't
such, I don't
worth-
know. I don't
worth
know
the
what it
pile
is.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
Shanae has been, we talked so much shit about, or at least I did for sure, talked shit about Shanae when she was on Clayton's season.
Yeah.
And she was a nightmare for sure. But we've said consistently on Paradise, she does seem to have turned over a new leaf. I think
Yeah.
that she's lovely. Like I said, if she...
Look, she
if
shouldn't be
and
calling people
Genevieve-
disgusting and like it's like
that wasn't lovely.
No, that was
but
not
that's
nice.
coming from a place of
She
like
was
hurt, and she's
I'd
acting
Erin,
immature.
Erin
and
said at one
whatever.
point this season, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah,
so
it's true. It's
yeah,
true. It's
and
true.
I do think that played a role in that. It just felt like a lot of commentary from everyone on something that like doesn't have anything to do with you.
And she didn't really even blow up. Like everybody was expecting her to blow up. And what
They're calling
bothered
her Sinead. They're comparing it to a hurricane. It's like
what bothered me.
She didn't yell once. She yelled at Logan, but
exactly.
Like
but she
walked
barely
away
yelled
from
at him.
Kate.
She barely yelled at him. She just told him like you're being disrespectful because he was. And that was also Kate's fault. Kate like came down the fucking thing and was like, "Are you good? Let's sit right here, literally next to Shanae, and make out and have everybody up in the thing be clapping for us." Everyone's an asshole. I just I hated that. Everyone acted like such a dick in that moment, and it just bothered me so much. And when Shanae addressed it with Logan, it was like she actively avoided doing those things with James back in the time when she like was hooking up with James for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the respect. And so her calling him disrespectful, I think, is completely valid. Something that bothered me so much was immediately after that when Kate came down to the beach and was like badgering her to fight with her.
Yeah.
Like she came in and she was like, "I don't want to talk to you. Like it's fine, whatever. Like I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk." And she just kept following her, badgering her, getting in her face. And I was like, "Kate, drop it. Like stop trying to poke the bear. Leave her alone. She clearly doesn't want to have this blow up on TV. Leave her alone."
Yeah.
Drove me nuts.
Yeah. We can go through these ones quickly. Jill, we talked about, she gets sent home. Jacob stays, but she's like, you know what? I'm out of here. Not going to work. She's very upset.
I put in my list, Jill's eyebrows are nuts on the inside. Like she looks like an emoji when she's sad.
She has a good sad face.
Her eyebrows go this way, like literally like a cartoon. And
like,
I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing.
Andrew and Brittany talk, like they both are like, hey, it's early stages. Brittany says she had a connection with Tyler. I think they're both like, fine, whatever, you respect that decision.
Sure.
Brandon and Serene reunite. These two are just in love. They're just like running into each other's arms. They're talking about how much they love each other. They're adorable, beautiful. They're the only hope I have in this season right now, currently, at this moment. Mm-hmm. And then Victoria and Johnny, she's very happy to see him. They reunite, but then she starts to tell him about Alex, and he gets upset. He gets more upset, he seems, over this checklist that she brings up.
Yes.
Because he's like, look, you're Victoria. Everyone's going to want to take you on a date. I get that. But, like, is there some list that I don't fall under? Like, what are you saying here?
He doesn't like the fact that she has a list at all. She thinks like, or he said something like, he's like, you want to be in love with someone and not worry about like if they're checking off your list, like where you're just checking off a list and you're not worried about whether or not you're in love with them.
Yep. And and this was, Victoria asked him about his career goals, and he was very flustered.
Yep, that's tough.
He was like, I mean, well, like, tough. What? Like, she's like, I'm not asking you, like, to do algebra. I'm just, what
do you want to do with your life? It's a normal
question. It's just like, hey, like, what are your career goals?
How old is Johnny?
25, 26.
Oh, okay.
He's young, and she's only 28. Like, she's
not old either. Yeah,
she's 29 now.
She's 29.
Okay.
She's a year older.
She's still young.
She's not. I just looked up her birthday the other day. She's like almost a year older than I am.
Okay.
So she's young, and she just wants some kind of path because she is very focused. I respect that she's very focused on like life after Paradise. Like she's really thinking about like which of these guys can I see after this. Mm-hmm. So she asked a question, but they're clearly trying to work their things out. The other guys come down. Tyler, Alex, Adam come down. I'm like happy for Adam. They must have been like, hey, we flew this guy from Australia. We gotta,
somebody get him. You know what I mean?
He's got to stay here for a few more days so he's not just on a return flight back to Australia 2 days
exactly.
later.
I mean, he seems great. Like I feel like the Monday episode was the first time we really got to hear him like chit chat and have fun. The wine chat, I still can't get over it. I mentioned it before. He's like ready to gossip with everybody. He's like just being conversational and sweet and nice. And I feel like I hope there's somebody there for him.
So I think next week we're going to see some drama on which way Victoria goes, and then also Jasenia had pulled Tyler for a conversation at the end of the episode too, where Brittany was like, about? "What the?" That's like, I feel like that was a classic Jasenia move. She was doing shit like that. She was doing shit like that last season.
I knew there was something about Jasenia. I was like, "What's the thing about Jasenia I don't like?" She does shit like that.
Yeah, she's just like moves quietly a little bit.
Annoying.
So she pulled Tyler. I
did think it was weird when I like obviously Brittany and Andrew had like an amicable split where they're like both pursuing now Tyler and Jasenia. But I do think it was like a little soon when they're at the bar and Jasenia takes Tyler away and Brittany, first of all, kept like was clearly upset about it, kept making jokes about it. But the one joke, she was like, "Get your girl," like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I was like, okay, this is all a little too comfortable. Like, this is weird.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know.
Okay, let's answer some questions.
Questions.
Yep.
Okay, let's go for some questions.
This little cup's so cute.
What would we want them to do differently with the Switch next year?
Oh, that's a good one.
They have to, like, this is, okay, so Serene said this, which I think is valid. She tweeted about this. She was like, it was very jarring because they already have such limited time and they did this. I think production struggled here to pull more episodes out of filming in a very similar amount of time as they normally film. Like, they have to film for longer.
Yeah.
Or else it doesn't work in my mind. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get Brandon and Serene's every season where, like, it only takes them a few days to be totally locked in.
Yeah.
And then you need, like, more girls to be open. I don't think they thought, like, all the girls would be like, we don't want to talk to any of the boys. Like, it just kind of backfired. And I feel like they need just to have more time, more people in and out. I know, like, it's not like they have a completely unlimited amount of people to pick from, but it just felt like there wasn't the spark that they necessarily wanted from it.
Yes. Do you think that if they knew in advance that this was happening, it'd be different? Because Love Island, they know in advance about Casa Amor,
Yeah,
right? Like,
no,
they
it
know
definitely would have. And
So
I think now going forward, it'll be different.
There was so much complaining. I feel like there was a lot of complaining about the situation, and almost like we're being forced into this and whatever. And it's like, but it's also part of the
And
show.
it's also like, if
lot
you're
of
going to
talk
copy the
about
format,
what was happening instead of just going with the punches.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So
if you're going to copy the
like
format,
if they knew,
just copy the format.
Right.
Like, do a joint rose ceremony. Like, make it dramatic. Like, if you're just going to do the same thing anyway.
Right.
Just go for it, and maybe just like a bigger. They needed to, I don't know, that maybe people will be more open to it now that they know that it's happening.
Right.
Like you
Do you
said.
think it will stop it might stop those initial connections? Like, it might make,
Maybe.
people will be hesitating to make those connections up front, knowing that that's coming, but it also could be good for like
Serene said,
let's
they
solidify
should be filming,
this
They should
before
probably
we go.
be filming for a longer period of time.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe like an extra week at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
This is a funny one. Do you think Kate is Team Chriselle or Team Christine at the Oppenheim group?
Kate seems
Shout out
like
to whoever wrote that one.
Probably.
Kate. My
I don't
guess
know.
is Kate would have sucked up to both of them.
Definitely. Probably Christine more, I think.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I see her being
Christine's
a
cool as
Christine.
well.
I know Christine's no longer there, so
I
she's
know, but
probably-
Christine's cool, you know?
Yeah, probably Chriselle.
Yeah. I always forget that she's selling Sunset. Hate her even more.
Which couple do you think will get engaged for the sake of the show, but they don't really want to get engaged? Because there's always one.
I would think it would be like I would think that Johnny would change his tune just to
I don't
keep
know.
Victoria. But I don't know. He was so
Maybe-
sourpuss when Alex came down. He
I
saw Alex,
know.
and I've never seen a frown like that in my
I know.
life.
I would
He was so upset.
I would have said maybe Rodney and Eliza, but then we see Justin come back. This is also the
So
thing.
true.
Like,
I forgot about
what
Justin.
are we doing bringing people back?
Yeah,
If
why are
you're
we doing
sent
that?
home, like,
Was
you're
Justin
sent
the only
home.
one that came back? Was Justin the only
I
one
don't
that
know.
came
And the
back?
preview was just like, oh, here's Justin.
So stupid. Yeah, like why?
So I don't like. There's just. I get
Was Justin that great? Like,
I
he
get to
clearly
the
wasn't
point
that great
where
if he
there
didn't
like
stay.
can be no like there's no rules. I get, I understand rules are there are no rules, but
Yeah.
the show needs a little bit more structure. The
Yeah, I agree.
the producers just willy-nilly decide like who gets a date and
Mm-hmm.
who gets and Michael doesn't have to go into the switch and like this doesn't have to
Right.
happen. Like they're just like favorites
Michael
are
and
played.
Danielle
There just
just-
isn't. I know.
Flying under the radar. I mean,
I
that's
know.
fine. I mean, whatever. Like, leave them be. I
Yeah,
guess.
and look,
you know, like, they're
that's
fine.
the couple where it's like they do make sense, so it's
Yeah.
you don't complain about
They're
it
a
because
unique
it's like
situation. It's
they
a whole
obviously were going to be together.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
Last question. If we had to have anyone else come down to the beach, who would it be?
Who would really fuck shit up?
I'm like, who the hell hasn't shown up?
I
already?
know, honestly, it's like a never-ending loop of people. I'd
God,
once,
imagine if Pilot Pete went.
Yeah,
That-
right? Like
and then
something like
Hannah
that
Brown.
to fuck shit up. No, I would
He was
just
gonna
want
go.
Pete.
Remember, Pete was gonna
but
go,
him
and
and
then
Kelly
it
Was
didn't
he
work
really?
out.
Oh,
I
man.
know.
We haven't talked about that.
No,
Pilot
they're-
Pete and Kelly Flanagan just being back together.
Yeah.
Being back together.
Even
I'm
though
not
they both
surprised.
roasted each other on
Yeah, they were
I know.
really mean to each
podcasts.
They're mean to each
Ours
other.
specifically.
I would love to know what Kelly said about it. Like, Kelly's like, hey, yeah, you know, sorry, your mom was really annoying. Like,
I mean, yeah, because she is. It's like 'cause his mom's
Yeah.
the worst. Maybe he's finally realizing it. Maybe he looked back and was like, damn,
Yeah.
my mom is.
maybe
My mom is
Kelly won the
crazy.
long battle.
Yeah. She made
Great
it through the
War.
long night, the Great War. Yeah, she won. She won the Great War.
For some reason, I can't even think of anybody that's like a viable contestant at this point in time.
Me neither. Truly, me neither. There's not.
Jed's engaged, isn't he?
Oh God, Jed. I forgot about him. Luke. Luke would be laughed out of the building. Jordan Kimball. He's been on a bunch of times. Oh yeah, that's right. He's
I think
engaged.
he might be married.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't think of.
Any of the big players.
No, except they've all kind of been around. They've all shown up, really.
Yeah, I know. I feel like they've realized their time has passed.
You know who I wish we could have seen more of is the original Peter from Rachel Lindsay's season with the gray hair. Peter
Krause.
Krause is hot
Yeah.
and cool, and
Yeah.
I feel like people would like him.
Yeah.
But I think that he doesn't want anything to do
Yeah,
with the show anymore.
fair.
I haven't seen him
Okay,
since then.
let's cut some stems and give out some roses.
I'll go.
Kelly, you want to go?
Yes, I have a. Let's see. I'll do my rose first. Let me think for a sec. I would like to give my rose to. I'll give my rose to Adam. I'm obsessed with him.
Okay.
Love him, Adam the Australian. We got more time with him. He loves a wine chat, and I'm obsessed with him now. So good for him. No. Rose, that's my rose. Yeah, okay. My stem cut is, of course, Kate. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
fuck her. I'm so out on her. I can't even describe. You guys know.
Oh my
Bless you.
goodness.
God bless
Excuse
you.
me. Thank you.
It's dusty.
I will give my rose to Aaron and Genevieve reuniting.
Oh, yes, cute.
Oh, that could be a couple.
They might
Yes.
do it.
That get engaged, like to get engaged,
For
and then
real.
like disaster
They,
strikes.
Right,
they might
right.
do it.
Or get engaged to get engaged
Yeah.
and then stay together for. They could be the next JoJo and Jordan.
Yeah.
Stay together for a while and then get engaged.
Right.
I
and
just
get married.
everything's going so well for them right now, but I still have a hard time believing that
Yeah.
this worked for them.
We'll have to see next week.
Yeah, maybe.
And I am going. I wish I could cut Kate's.
You can cut it again. She deserves
Okay,
it.
I'll cut Kate's again.
She deserves double
Double
cuts. Yeah.
Double cut. I'm gonna give my rose to Brandon and Serene
Cute.
because I felt like they just had a beautiful reunion.
It was sweet. Run and
They're
jump.
straight up in love with each other.
There
like
you
they're throwing out I
are.
love yous.
Yeah, it's
So they're
wild.
locked in. And God, I wish I could also. That was really the one thing I got to look at my list of things that I was like, oh, I did not like this.
Yeah, I want to make sure I addressed all my.
Well, you guys went.
Yeah.
You guys went, Kate, and she definitely she said some stuff. Honestly, I
You gonna cut
you know what?
Shanae?
I was thinking about Shanae, but then I was
so you're
like,
gonna
you know
cut
what? I
her?
don't know if she fully deserves a
For
stem
her-
cut.
for her mean things that she
was
said?
being mean.
She was being mean.
but I think
But she was
like,
being
it came
petty,
from
childish,
It came
immature.
from a mean. Yeah, it came
And
from
she's
a hurt
embarrassed.
place.
She just
Yeah.
got embarrassed by Tyler.
It came from a
She
hurt
got
place.
embarrassed by Logan. She was
I'm-
embarrassed by James.
I'm
It
cutting the
was
stem of production.
just- Yeah, do it.
I just feel like they're losing track here. I
Yeah.
feel like they lost control of the show a little bit. I
losing
don't
the
know.
plot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea. And look, I agree, Kelly, that I think these are both very good episodes.
Yes.
But I feel like there's more producer manipulation happening
Mm-hmm.
than there needs to be.
I agree as well.
I think they're meddling a
I agree
little
with
too
that.
much. I think the interviews and like getting all these comments and stuff is just, it's like, let the conversations play out. I'd rather hear what these people are saying on the beach more than I would people just being mean in interviews.
Yes.
So
I
give me
agree.
more like actual conversations.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay.
Good one.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. That wraps it up for Cutting Stems. Thank you all. We will be back next week for another week of Bachelor in Paradise.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Make sure you are subscribing on YouTube. Thank you to everybody who has been doing so. Just remember, 50,000 more subscribers, or 45,000 more almost, we will bleach Noah's hair blonde live stream. Everyone's going to want to tune into that. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk to you on Friday.